Welcome on board. Yes, it's the Aviator Pro. Thank you very much for coming on board. And today, just check this out. I want you to be able to judge me in the end and tell me what was the best. What should I have done? All right. So in this case, I start off with a very brave mind. Start off taking that 2.7 there, and there's a 3 there. I don't take it. That's 18.52x. That's not bad. That's not really bad at all. Right. So what you realize is you never know when it's going to fly away. In this case, I was waiting for, okay, maybe something like 50x or more. The moment you see me leaving the first one running all the way to about 15x, just know that my idea is just to try and go for a big one. Right, so in that case, you might have realized that the 3K that I would have taken in the first place, if I took maybe a 5X in the first place, and then I took a 15, I would have made 4K. That would have been good. The 1.00, this one is my favorite number. With a comma or without a comma, right? Look at the pinks there. 3 good pinks, right? 15, 10, and I think 12, whatever. But what I can tell you is 18 was the highest we ever got. And from the previous history, you'll notice that there were no big pinks at all. So obviously, I'm beginning to think the big pinks are on their way. Right, that's the reason why you saw I went over 15x, maybe trying to get something bigger. But anyway, this is the thing. I want you to judge at the end of the video and tell me if it made sense to skip the 18x, right? I would have taken a 15x. Yes, that would have made a nice 4,000 for me. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Now we're back to our blues and purple. Look, there is a little bit of a pattern here, which says, I think it was after the pink, there was a purple, and then a blue, then a purple again, then a blue, now a blue again. It shows now that it's angry. So having a discussion, I was just talking about the issue of when everyone plays. Anyone who's played Aviator will agree with me that you almost get profit almost all the times that you play. But what really counts is not the profit that you get at a point which is not cashed out. As long as it's not in the bank, we will not call it profit. We'll still call it a seed. It's still capital in the end, right? So in this respect, look at this one. I went over 5x. I should have just picked up a 1K there. I would have been having at least a 9.7 above there, right? Now we are counting. We want to count. Yes, the network is really bad. Okay, fine. It doesn't matter. We'll see in the next one when it connects. But the thing is, we want to judge with the amount of money that I've lost. So in total, I've lost a potential 4K, right? Will it count in the end? Because I'm pretty sure that this is the same problem that most of us will have. Yes, being greedy is one of the big things. It's very, very practical. We do this thing. It's a very common thing. It's a very common thing. Everyone who's playing any other game will tell you that they already had a chance. Whether they're playing slots or whatever they're playing, they get to a point where they at least get some profit if they are playing right. Right? Because of course, if you're too scared and then you are cashing out 2x, 3x all the way, it's really not going to get you anywhere. But as long as you're cashing out all those 5x, 10x's, something in maybe a 15x maximum, something like that, it will always give you something that will make sense. But if you don't, then you might not actually get a reasonable profit. But this is my point. When you have profit, you never know when to get out of the game, because normally we have our targets. We want to, okay, I put in 500, I want to try and make 2.5, I want to try and make 3K, right? Someone said, yes, I put 600 and I got the 3K. Yes, I did withdraw, put it in the bank. Then I felt back again and I said to myself, let me start playing. So they put in 1K, 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 and in the end, you end up losing. All right, that's a very common mistake. Very, very common mistake. Everyone must have done that in the past. But in my previous video, I was talking about discipline, and I said it's not really about the ancestors coming to disturb you or maybe trying to cause you to be unstable in your mind during playing and stuff like that. No, the truth is it's discipline. There's always an urge that comes to push you. Just start feeling like, okay, you start feeling like, no, let me play more, I'm going to win more. But this is what I want to try and explain to you, right? Up above there, you see it's blues and blues, as you can see. But let me say it this way. The moment you start getting profit, just remember one thing. You are not the only person who's playing at that moment. And to be honest with you, the moment you have profit, it's almost like almost everyone who's playing at that moment is made profit. I hope you'll agree with me. Right. So, but that time that you put 500 and now you're on 1.2, meaning you've got yourself a 1.2 profit, you are not the only one who's got that profit. Everyone else who's in the game would have taken profit. Some would have taken maybe 10 times more than you. But in the end, this is a game. What it does is tries to balance up. It takes money, it gives away. It takes money, it gives away. All it does is it makes sure that it doesn't lose in the end. But after a period of you getting profit and going on top of maybe everyone else, or maybe your balance is a bit high, I'll be honest with you, it means everyone has made profit, and it means the Aviator is also running bankrupt. It'll wake up and say, oh, what's happening to my pockets here? Do I have holes in my pockets? And then it realizes it doesn't have money anymore. Oh, now I need to refill my pockets. What does it do? After a period of time, it starts collecting that money back. That is the reason why I've always said play in sessions. Why? Because once you have some profit, be content, right? Be satisfied with the profit that you've got, and then you leave the game. That's why it's always wise for you to leave the game in hour, 2 hours, because you might actually escape the wrath of the Aviator when it starts collecting, because it's going to collect and pay. Look at these rounds. It's only been 3 pinks. There's been a lot of blues. Ever since I got that 18.52x, it's been nothing but blues. As you can see, it's blues, and my money is running out. Now I'm left with 1.5. Just look at that. I'm almost gone. This is like 3 rounds left. And because it's 3 rounds left, I'm not going to really change my strategy simply because it's going blue, blue, blue all the way. I'm still expecting at this point. I'm still expecting that maybe a purple is going to come. Now it's blue after blue after blue. I'm pretty sure that's what many of you will notice. It's just maybe what I could call bad luck to some extent. Imagine if you walk into the game at this particular point, you'll be finished immediately. Right? So I'm left with 2 rounds. Can you believe it? I can only play twice now. And if I can't pick this one, then the next one will be the end of me, right? I was so lucky here. I don't know what happened. This network thing has been a big problem, but doesn't matter. After that glitch, it just helped to bring my money back. At least it cashes out when it does that. That's a good thing for me. So it gave me an extra 2 rounds, right? So I still have an extra 2 rounds. This could have been my last round. And anyway, it did 2.75. If the network didn't intervene there, I would have been finished, definitely. Now look, this is 1.3x. What is this? Now I'm almost gone. I actually had 2 extra rounds, but really it didn't really work for me. Look now, this is my final before I can start changing things, because I'm only left with 219. And what will that do for me? It will not do any wonders for me. There it goes again on 2x, 2.19x. I'm finished at this point. Anyway, I just have to try and see if I can change the figures and make it maybe 100. Let's see where we can get to. Right. Now what I'm just thinking at this point is I'm regretting the 3k that I left at first and the other 1k. That would have been an extra 4k that I should be having. Who knows what will happen in the future? Nobody. But this is the thing. If I collected that money, I mean, to be frank, I would have been somewhere. Now it gives me a 1.02 at this point, and then I'm finished. So I decide, let me just play that for interest sake. And funny enough, it's like the Aviator was reading my balance at this point. It decides to start running, and it goes beyond what I expected it to run, right? So this is the thing. I will be thinking to myself, I will not take this. Anything less than maybe 100x, I will not collect. And guess what? Now it goes above 5x. And at this point, I can already see that this is most likely going to be a pink. If I took the first 3k and that 1k, I would have been alive at this point. and I would have taken another 4x. And guess what? 16.17, it's gone. And that's the end of me. That's the end of me. I'm always thinking about these things. So this is where we make some of these mistakes. And really and truly, it's a big mistake. But anyway, let's get into the weekend's games. This is my picks for the weekend. So I'm pretty sure this is going to make you happy. You're going to get something. Maybe when you get a cash out, you'll be able to get some money for your cool drinks and for whatever you want to do. Or maybe you can get some capital as well to try and play Aviator and make more money. But in most cases, when I play these, I don't miss much. You see here, I did, I think, about 21 or so, maybe 21, 23, 24, I'm not too sure. You'll notice that of all these, I normally maybe miss one, or at times I don't miss. So it's up to you whether to pick up everything that I've put there or to pick some of them. And then we will see in the results maybe by end of day tomorrow. Thank you very much. Have a great one. Cheers.